friends, as you can see, I'm standing at the Texas State Fair. There's a lot of fun stuff happening over here, fun events, fun shows for all age groups. One of my friends who just attended his first Texas State Fair, he just told me that this is the largest gathering of people that he has ever seen in his lifetime in a fair. Well, even though the State Fair is coming to an end, people are still pouring in. They want to have the final bit of fun. They want to have the fun even till the final hour of the State Fair before it gets over. Well, on the last and final day of the feast, Jesus stood up and he said, "If anyone is thirsty, let him come to me and drink. And those who drink from me, within him will flow living water." It's very good when Jesus said, it's very interesting when you read that verse, Jesus says, "If anyone is thirsty." The word anyone is very important because he doesn't discriminate people based on their whether they're rich or poor, or based on their color, or based on how whether they are young or old. He says, "Let anyone who is thirsty come to me and drink, and river of living water will flow from them." We all are thirsty for a lot of things these days, especially in this time. We are really thirsty for peace, we are thirsty for love, we are thirsty for security in relationships, we are thirsty for financial stability. But the important thing is, where do we go to quench our thirst? Where do we approach to quench our thirst? Let me tell you, nothing in this world can really quench our thirst, or can really fully satisfy our thirst. But what it really does is, it drains us up and leaves us dry and parched. People come to the fair to have more fun. They thirst for fun and they come to the fair. But once the fair is over, they are back to square one. The fear still remains. That they are still thirsty for peace, they are still thirsty for love, they're still thirsty for a security in relationship, they're still thirsty for financial stability. But if you approach Jesus for quenching your thirst, let me tell you, he's not going to drain you up. He's not going to leave you dry and parched and dehydrated. But in fact, he promises that there's going to be a river of living water that's going to flow out of you. A similar instance we read when Jesus is having a conversation with a Samaritan woman. Again, Jesus says the same statement over there. He says that those who drink from me, he will never be thirsty again. And more than that, there's going to be a fountain of spring that is coming, that will flow out of the person. Well, the lady replies back to Jesus saying that this well was built by my ancestors. We have been drinking from this well for years. And let me tell you, even though they were drinking from the well that was built by their ancestors, even though there were enough water for all the generation to draw from the well and drink, yet they remained thirsty for a long time. They were not satisfied. They still had the thirst within themselves. But Jesus says, when you drink from me, you will not be thirsty again. Well, let me tell you, here there is two options before us. Whether we are to quench our thirst by looking at the world, or do we want to quench our thirst by looking at Jesus? Well, either options, it's our responsibility to drink from it. Jesus is ready to offer the living water, but we are responsible to drink from it. Let me also make this clear. He hasn't promised a cup of water. He hasn't promised us a bucket of water. He hasn't promised us a tank of water. But on the other hand, he has promised us a river of water that's flowing from us. He has promised us a fountain of stream that is going to flow from us. So let me tell you, my dear friends, that the choice that you make is really important. Are we going to choose the world, or are we going to choose Jesus? Before I conclude, let me tell you one more thing. You choose Jesus, he's going to fill your life with living water. What does that mean? It means that you are going to be satisfied. Not only satisfied, you're going to be satisfied in abundance. But on the other hand, there's a living water, a river of living water flowing from your life. What does that show? It shows that when you are satisfied, then the people who's getting in touch with you, your friends, your family, the community, the society, anyone who's getting in touch with you, they're going to be satisfied as well. I hope this has been a great blessing for you. Bye. God bless.